guys, welcome back to No Filter. Today we're talking about Crazy Rich Asians. What are your guys' thoughts on the film?
What are your thoughts?
Me? No, I'm not gonna start.
It was amazing. It was amazing. I think it is one of the most important Asian American films in 10 years since Joy Luck Club, or 20 whatever years it was since Joy Luck Club.
Yeah. Oh, face.
I'm alone. I'm on an island.
I would have to say for me, at least, that Crazy Rich Asians was a average rom-com movie for me, apart from the impact outside of it. But I don't know. The story was good, but I wish there was just some more like risky things they did.
You don't think shooting rocket launchers off a train is risky?
That part was pretty.
Well, risk.
Crazy.
He's talking about risk as in
Risky is them driving in an open Jeep in Singapore. I don't know. I'm half Singaporean. And I was like, that is a, because it is like 110 degrees in Singapore with like 90% humidity. If you're rich, there's no rich person gonna drive around an open Jeep, right? That's purely fiction.
But he's talking about risk as in terms of plot and things that could make you go like, oh, I've never seen that before. That's so weird. It's interesting. But yeah, I agree. It's really, really, really impactful. I don't know how much I should say about how I feel about how enjoyable the film was. It was good. It was good. But I don't know if it's like Asian good.
So I have a question, okay? Because I know I'm the only non-Korean when it comes to this. So do you guys watch like Korean dramas or Korean like movies like from Korea?
I did. I used to. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is like something like Old Boy, which I think was phenomenal. It's just and then the risk they took was, if you guys seen the movie, it gets really nasty and it gets really, really crazy.
But see, for me, I think like, because Old Boy was crazy for people that knew Korean cinema because it pushed the boundaries of that. So my thing is, I talked to a lot of like my church members after Crazy Rich Asians, and a lot of them kind of felt the same way that you guys are saying, right? Like, oh, like it was good, but it wasn't really like anything new. But I think for me, being like an English only, right? Like I only speak English. I don't watch Korean dramas. I don't watch Chinese dramas. I don't watch anything. Like even like when people say like, oh, it's like a very generic rom-com. But as an American, like when's the last time we watched a rom-com in the movie theaters? I think that's actually one of the reasons why it did well in America, because like Americans don't watch rom-coms anymore.
What is the last rom-com I watched?
Right? Like in a theater.
Yeah. For me, it's like we had, Jamie Lin for Knicks playing for the NBA. So we finally had Asian American, athlete who get the attention of the entire nation. So I think it's comparable to that. This movie get the attention beyond the Asian American.
I felt so proud when Henry Golding took his shirt off, and then this like black woman behind me was like, "Oh my!" And I was like, "Yes, we made it! Come on!"
I would have to agree on that, just as the only female today. But me watching the film, I was like, wow, they are doing a very generous cameo of shirtless Asian men. And this is really breaking down the stereotype that Asian men are not attractive or like not manly. And so that for me was really empowering to see that on screen, and then having a whole cast that was Asian. Maybe not relatable, but like Asian. I thought that was like, wow, we made it in Hollywood. Kind of.
Right. Yeah. And for me, I think it was saying that it was distinctly not just Asian, but Asian American, right? Because I remember growing up and all my white friends being like, Zhang Ziyi is so hot. And I was like, what? Right? Because to me, she looks so Chinese, right? Like she looks so Asian. But to see like Constance Wu, to see like these people who are, they really feel like us. I think one of the things that really made me realize was how much of a distinction that really is, like between, Korean, Chinese, Taiwanese, Singaporean, like Asian versus what does it mean for us to be Asian American?
I think that the movie had such a great impact on the Asian community because although it was focused on Singapore and that Asian versus Asian American side, it wasn't too like there are specific traditions to specific Asian countries, but I feel like the movie balanced it out pretty well. So like every single Asian could somewhat relate to either one scene or multiple scenes from the movie. So I think that also had a really great impact.
What were some of the things that you guys kind of related to while watching this movie?
Not wanting to talk to my parents. Right? Like that awkward tension, you know, like when you're sitting in a room with your parents and you're like, okay, what am I supposed to say right now?
Which parents are you talking about? Nick's parents or not his own parents?
My own parents, yeah, my own parents. But like Michelle Yeoh, like, man, when like that when she just turns around and she smiles, but you know she ain't happy, I was just like, oof. I felt that before.
For me, the opening scene, the rainy day, and Chinese lady taking her children walking into the hotel.
Right.
And after a couple of conversations, she bought the entire hotel. And I think that's really shocking and, in a sense, telling how Asian Americans are approaching, or Asians are approaching the world, especially the different world, Western world. So in a way, Asians come to a point that we're not gonna just budge or give up. No, we're gonna stand up, but we're gonna stand up in our own way.
Right.
Yeah.
There was also this weird thing where they're going to Singapore, which is where he's from, and yet it's shot like it's a vacation. It's new to them, right? Or it's new to Rachel, right? It's new to them. I think that was something that I really felt, because every time I've gone back to Singapore to Taiwan, like my white friends are like, you're going back to your homeland. And I'm like, oh, but it doesn't feel that way. And I think that feeling of this feels familiar, but it really isn't home. And as Asian Americans, oftentimes getting caught in between that. Like, I don't really feel at home in either side of the hyphen.
I think it's especially Rachel's feeling, because Nick has at least have his motherland family, but Rachel is really going there as an Asian American.
For me, at least, I am going to Korea this summer, so I'm kind of
Homeland?
homeland, quote unquote homeland.
When's the last time you've been?
7 years ago, I believe. Yeah, so I'm not
Is it South or North?
South Korea.
So racist. I'm so sorry.
Yo, that's politically aware. That's just politically aware.
Like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying it. Like, whenever like a white person asks, like they're like, "Where are you from?" Like, I was born here, but my parents are from Korea. South or North? I'm like, do you even know what's going on in this world?
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about going back?
So I'm
Going there? First time?
third time, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. But then after watching the movie, I'm kind of fearful, because my friends that have gone to Korea like last year have been like, they've told me pretty bad experiences about that in-between experience, because I mean, sure, they were born here, raised here as Asian Americans, but they don't really fit in as completely Americans, or because they have that Asian aspect. But when they go to when my friends went to Korea, I know they got judged a lot. I mean, even like based on the color of their skin, like being tan, like Korean beauty standard, like the whiter you are, the more beautiful you are. Unfortunately, that's the case, but it's like people—
The beauty standard for a lot of people.
Yeah, so people like badmouth my friends behind them, being like, oh like
so
that person's American.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, so I don't know.
And then do you speak Korean?
Yeah, that's like the other aspect. Like I'm
like
not
you're
really that
afraid,
good Korean,
right?
so yeah, I'm somewhat
Dude,
fearful.
I'll be 100% honest. There's sometimes I go to Korean restaurants and I'd say like, oh, I'm like Chinese, and then they give me better service. And then I'll go to a Chinese restaurant and I'll tell them I'm Korean because they give me better service.
That's interesting.
Because then there's like, oh, like you're not just a bad one of us, you're like one of them.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but I have this like awkward interactions, and it really depends on my mood. I'll go into a Korean restaurant, and I'll say, "Do I order in Korean or English today?" Oh. And if I want to assert dominance, I'll be like, "Let me get the number 4, please. Hold the gochujang." But when I'm feeling like my guard's down, I'll be like, "Oh, 네, 안녕하세요." I don't know. It's just weird.
One time I tried to order in Korean, and I tried to order sundubu with 돼지고기, and then they brought out sundaeguk with 돼지고기. And I was like, oh man, I must have definitely said that wrong. But I think it's strange, like, to how often, I think because we're Asian American, I feel like we feel this burden of, like, we should know all of these things about, like, where we quote unquote come from. And I feel like in the movie as well, there was that burden, especially with Awkwafina's family. Oh my God, that was so funny.
That was real hilarious.
So, where do you think that pressure come from?